a measure of commitment. However much jealousy encourages an outsized response, a little bit is good for relationships, especially in the early stages, before trust has a chance to develop. The paradox of jealousy is that we all want some of it, says Stosny. It's a measure of commitment. In small doses it's an expression of caring. Jealousy is like a way of testing whether it's safe to invest more emotion. It's safe when a person cares enough to be uncomfortable. Jealousy is a fear of losing something you perceive you have, the affection, the fidelity of another person. The threat of losing it is a test of how much you value it. Although the perceptions that accompany jealousy may be distorted, the pain it gives rise to is real. The neural circuitry that underlies our psychological response to such complex social events as being accepted or rejected is the same circuitry that underlies the simplest physical pains and pleasures. Experiencing envy, which is a first cousin to jealousy and similarly gives rise to feelings of inferiority and resentment, activates pain-related neural circuits in the brain, neuroimaging studies show. According to Japanese neuroscientist Hidehiko Takahashi, envy activates the anterior cingulate cortex, the site where cognitive conflicts of social pain are processed, and the stronger the emotion, the greater the activation. We usually have a positive self-concept, and we experience discomfort when we perform in a way that violates this self-concept, Takahashi reports in Science. The anterior cingulate cortex is activated when this positive self-concept conflicts with external information. Neuroimaging is only at the earliest stages of investigation of jealousy. In a 2006 study, reported in Neuroimage, Takahashi found some significant sex differences in the neural response to statements depicting sexual and emotional infidelity. In men, jealousy activates the amygdala and hypothalamus, regions rich in testosterone receptors and involved in sexual and aggressive behavior. In women, by contrast, especially in response to thoughts of emotional infidelity, activation was greater in the posterior superior temporal sulcus, a region implicated in detection of intention, deception, and trustworthiness as well as violation of social norms. The greater activation elicited by emotional infidelity in females, Takahashi reported, suggests that they are particularly sensitive to changes of a partner's mind. The emotional sensitivity of women may explain why their jealousy is not limited to romantic relationships. Women experience the upsetting emotion in female friendships as well, feeling anger, loss, and betrayal when a friend defects or pays more attention to a female interloper. They're in competition for alliances with each other a lot more than males are, says Stosny. Relationships end. Divorce is a reality. And situations that give rise to mate poaching are not going away anytime soon. Over 50% of males and females report having tried to steal a friend's partner. You can't eliminate loss, says Stosny. But secure people can handle disappointment without feeling like a total loser. The only way to eliminate the pain of loss is to eliminate value, and you can't do that because then life would not be worth living. Harristroff Marano. Jealousy is a test of affection. A little pang can go a long way. Once jealousy took up residence in the repertoire of human emotions, who was to say it couldn't be used strategically? In fact, reports University of Texas psychologist David Buss, 40% of women deliberately provoke a bit of jealousy in a partner to get a reading on the strength of the bond. Men do it too, but not nearly as often as women. It can also up one's desirability in a mate's eyes. Because jealousy, especially in the early stages of a relationship, correlates with caring, deliberately provoking it can be a way of testing whether it's safe to invest more emotion. If your partner doesn't respond, says Stephen Stosny, then it's not safe. Common tactics include talking about an ex or another guy in the presence of a partner, talking to another man at a party or actually even dating another guy, and talking about attractions to other men. There are sins of commission. Women are not above dressing highly provocatively when going out with friends or lying about being attracted to another man. And there are sins of omission. Deliberately failing to answer a phone call from a boyfriend to make him think she's out with someone else. The surprise is how easy it is to trip the male jealousy switch. A lot of times men aren't even aware of the emotional manipulation, says Buss. And nothing is more effective than flirting with another man, as simple as flashing a smile, a signal men invariably read as sexual while women do not. There's very little risk. It's hard to blame a woman for just being polite or friendly. Women are also likely to provoke a little jealousy when they perceive a partner is less committed to the relationship than they are. The aim is to alter their partner's perception of how desirable they are. No one wants to be with someone whom no one else wants, says Buss. If no one else wants them, people start taking each other for granted. What to say when suspicion strikes? There are steps either partner can take to contain jealousy and keep it from wrecking a relationship. Marriage and family therapist Lori Gordon offers several suggestions. As a general insurance against jealousy, nurture your relationship. Take time to be together, and spend time talking even when apart. It's important to share your inner worlds with each other. Make a decision whether you want to confront your suspicions or not. If you feel suspicious, worried, possessive, threatened, or unsure regarding your partner or, alternatively, you feel crowded, controlled, restricted, or blamed by your partner about friendships or activities, don't let your assumptions run away with themselves. Check them out with your partner. But first, reflect on how to put your thoughts into words. The goal is to start a conversation non-belligerently, to be constructive and non-blaming. To avoid setting off defensiveness in a partner, use statements that begin with I, not you. Identify a specific behavior of your partner's that is upsetting to you when you let that guy pour you a drink and explain how it makes you feel. Knowing how to give voice to things that disturb you is crucial. A good structure to follow has 3 parts. I notice. You seemed quiet last night, or you were unusually friendly with that woman at the party. I assume that it means you were upset about something, or you were just being friendly. I wonder what it is and if you would tell me, or whether there is more to it. Pause to be sure your partner is listening and to give your partner time to respond.